Hello, hey. Look at this mess. Welcome to Jabbering with Jenna. Today, I'm going to be reading as many books as I possibly can in 24 hours. Now, I love to read, and I've got a massive TBR pile. There's loads of books that I've got that I just haven't read. I wanted to do this challenge to see how many books I can read in a day. I don't know, because I wanted to. It's currently 8 AM. I'm going to start with The Colour of Magic by Pratchett. It's the first book I'm going to read. Okay, so it is 10:15. I have read about 90 pages of this book. In total, it's got 285, so I'm about a third of the way through. This book might take me a long time to read, but I've been doing lots of things like making breakfast, cleaning my teeth, getting dressed while reading, which has slowed me down considerably. This book's actually taken me longer than I thought to read. I've read this much, so I've only got probably about 70 pages left, but I have been really enjoying it. I've wanted to read the Discworld books by Pratchett for ages because my brother and my dad read them and we have them all in the house, so I'm really glad that I finally started reading this, but it's taken me ages actually. It's 11:45 and I've got this little bit left, so hopefully I finish it quite soon. Okay, so like 5 hours later, no, I'd say like 4.5 hours later, I've finished this book. If you're a sci-fi and fantasy fan and you haven't read Pratchett, read Pratchett. The things he comes up with is just so ridiculously brilliant, and I absolutely love it. My TBR pile is here and quite big. I think I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've never read it. I know songs from the musical, but of course I know songs from the musical, but I don't actually really know what happens. I'm quite excited to read it, but at the same time, I need to eat because I'm hungry. It is 5:50. Let's go with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I just finished reading Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It was not written how I thought it was going to be written at all. Because obviously everyone knows like the tale, but I never read the book. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting, that's not how I thought the story would be told. I really enjoyed it. I'm thinking next I'm going to read this. say the other one is. And I think this is probably a bit young for me, but the reason I want to read it is because it's been in my room for as long as I can remember, and I don't think I've ever read it. So I just want to read it and see what happens, because I feel like I should read all the books that are in my room. So yeah. Right, so I'm going on a walk while reading. You might think that's crazy, but I used to do it all the time on the walk to uni back, just read and walk. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm nearly at the end of this book. I'm on page 160 out of like 180 something. But I just thought it was really funny because this book just referenced Jekyll and Hyde. And I literally just read Jekyll and Hyde. So I just thought that was funny. But yeah, nearly at the end of this book. I finished it. So now I've read 3 books. These 3. It's 5:20. I really thought I would have read more books by now. But that's okay. It's time to pick the next book. I think I'm going to go with Narnia. I've always wanted to read Narnia, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to read Narnia. I've read 4 chapters of this book, and I realised that even though this is the first book in the series, I don't recognise any of the characters, and I'm well confused. And then I realised, wait, it's not called The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. And it turns out The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is the 2nd book in the series. And I did not know that. So this is a new story for me, really, but I'm enjoying it, so it's fine. I'm on page 53. So I'm sat in my garden, and it's really nice because I'm reading with the birds tweeting. Ugh, these books are beautiful. I can't believe I've never read them before. I think I've probably read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, but I don't remember this at all. And the best bit is it's £3.50. How good is that? I think I'm 2/3 of the way through. And it's a really beautiful story. And I'm enjoying reading it in the garden. It just makes it more beautiful, I think. And time update, it is 7:25. 7. It's still this light outside. It's glorious. I absolutely love the summer. Well, I just finished this book, The Magician's Nephew, the first in the Chronicles of Narnia, and I absolutely loved it. Beautiful story, and I can't wait to read the rest. I think I'm gonna read The Great Gatsby. Now, this is a famous story, but I have no idea what happens. It's just another one on the list of classics I want to read. Oh, I look a mess. I'm not apologising for that, though, because I've just been sat reading all day. Well, my eyes are drooping shut reading this. I'm so tired from reading all day. So I've decided it's time to go and have a cup of tea. And keep reading, of course. to 11. I'm about 60%, maybe more, through this book. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of boring. Maybe something exciting will happen. There's only 9 chapters, so, and I'm about to start chapter 7. So I've only got 3 chapters left to read. I've enjoyed all the classics I've read so far, but I don't know how classic this is, because it's set in 1925. Well, it's in the 1920s. Maybe it was written in the 1920s. So that's not even that long ago. I suppose it was 100 years ago. Look, it's not bad. It's good writing, obviously, but I don't know, I just feel like the story's boring. I've now got less than 30 pages left in this book, but I'm kind of done with it. I've only got 28 or so pages left. I am literally 5 pages from the end. My eyes keep drooping shut when I'm like this. I have to keep waking myself up. It's 5 past midnight. I've been reading for over 16 hours. Okay, so as soon as I finished The Great Gatsby last night, I fell asleep. I was so tired, and I did not think that this challenge was going to be this hard. I thought that I was a faster reader than I am, but I'm not a very fast reader, I've learned, I think. When I see people do this challenge, they read like 7 or 8 books in a day. I don't know, maybe I just picked longer books, but it turns out I'm not the fastest of readers. Great Gatsby got better as it went along, by the way. I enjoyed it more near the end, except for the fact that I was falling asleep. My favourite book of the day was Magician's Nephew from the Chronicles of Narnia. It's really beautiful, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. But yeah, I think I've learned I'm not as good a reader as I thought I was. I still love to read, and I'm still going to continue to read, but I suppose just not as fast as the people I see reading on YouTube. Yeah, but this one was really hard. I read for 16 hours straight, more than 16 hours. Yeah, for the last 3 hours of it, I just had a headache. And I'm still tired after like 9 hours sleep, so. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's lockdown, so get reading as many books as you can, and I'll be working on my big old pile of books over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.